What's up, everybody? Welcome to Evolution to Recovery, the podcast. Please, everybody, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the bell notification. And if you can, go to E2R on Facebook, Evolution to Recovery on Instagram and TikTok also. Please, it helps. Watch the whole video. I don't give a fuck if you sit the phone next to you and just let that motherfucker play. You know what I mean? But we love the support and we thank all you for, tuning in. And today, we got Johnny Schrey.
What's up, brother?
Is that how you say it?
Schrey.
Schrey. Yeah. I fucked it up anyway. You told me right before we start. But Schrey. We got Johnny Schrey, veteran, ex-military, and most of all, duty sober. And that's the most important part to me is that you're sober, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
It ain't just like somebody just saying something. You're sober. You lived through it. You are a vet. What you're going to talk about is your experience. You know what I mean? And I'm just here just asking you shit, dude. And it's a laid-back situation, and it's just to get the message out so people know there's hope. They know that people can get sober. You know what I mean? And have a life after getting sober. Because a lot of people, they think like, yo, dude, I can't do it. It's impossible. It ain't this. Yeah. I want people to see shit and be like, oh, well, if he did it, maybe
I think hope and purpose are like my two. You'll hear me say it probably 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I had to have hope. Why the fuck am I going to do the work?
Yeah.
Why would I even try? If I don't have any hope.
At one time, you were hopeless.
I was hopeless. And then I kept just getting high.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start it. I wrote it down right here. It's actually, I got a card. I'm cheating. But what brings you to the tri-state area? Jersey, Jersey, Philly, Delaware, all that. What are you up in this area for right at this moment?
Well, for this moment, I'm up here. We're in Jersey. I work for a place called the Haven Detox, Haven Health Management, and I'm the director of the military affairs.
Okay.
Like for us nationally, but we just opened up in Blackwood, Jersey. Okay. So I'm up here for our open house, the whole ribbon cutting ceremony.
Okay.
And very excited about that. Yeah. But yeah, mainly because for the Haven. And then of course I came to see my boy here, Sean. And then
Sean Gavin's behind the camera. He was on one of the episodes. He's here too. That's how I met. I got in touch with John.
Yep.
But
really cool time, man. It still doesn't make sense to me what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's the fact that I'm like showing up, working for a company that's opening brand new detoxes and just like helping people.
What excites you the most about this new place opening up? Like, I know you're happy to work for your people, but what excites you about it?
Yeah, just being a part of something like positive, dude.
And the veteran part of it all.
Yeah, the veteran part of it, and like just it's such a need, and there couldn't be enough of them. You know what I mean? There's never going to be enough. There's always going to be a need, and for me, what excites me the most is just not being on the other end of it, dude. That's what it comes down to. Is being able to help people and not be the one hurting people.
Now, what area did you grow up in?
I grew up in South Florida.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Now, you were down in South Florida and met one of my friends down there playing golf, I believe.
Yeah, Nick.
Right?
Yeah.
Nick Connor, shout out, Safe House Sober Living.
Yeah.
But
he's a beast.
Great guy.
Great guy.
He is what he is, and he don't bullshit around. But he's
like me. Yeah, we hit it off right away. He's like me. What you see is what you get. Really, I mean, I do the right thing, so that's a good part of this. But like, if you don't like it, fuck it.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. That's he called me. He said, "Yo, bro, what are you doing? Inviting my friends to be on your corny ass podcast?" He said, "I'm nuts. My boy is. This is my boy. I got great friends."
Yeah.
But he goes, "Yeah, dude. What do you?" I said, "Listen, dude. His real friend, contacted me about it." But anyway, so you grew up in South Florida, and so what was that like? Because I've been down to Florida. It's a different area from up this way. You know what I mean? It's
I mean,
hot,
I think
it's hot down there.
It is hot. It is hot, but it's not cold. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is a plus.
Well, if it's hot, it ain't cold.
Yeah. I'll take the heat over this shit. But it was a lot, bro. I grew up in the early '80s, and my whole story is basically I had two older brothers that were heavily involved in smoking crack straight from the get-go. I didn't know when I was younger. I just knew that I knew my brothers were fucked up. You know what I mean? And even as my first memories, 3-4 years old, and this is the early '80s, so this is right during the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
And so I always had this idea that I'm not going to be like them. They were larger than life to me because they were a lot older, like 13 or 15 years older. But I knew that part of their life, I was never going to touch drugs.
Or were they chaotic? They were
it tore my family apart. My mom and dad got split up over it. You know what I mean? My mom and I moved into like a little 1-bedroom apartment because of all the chaos that was going on. Because we had different moms, same dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it was a lot of chaos from the very beginning.
So mom got stuck with all the kids though.
No, mom got stuck with me. The kids
Oh.
and the boys went with my brothers went with my dad.
Okay.
That was same dad, different mom.
Yeah.
And then but it, dude, South Florida was, I loved it, but like it was just a party.
Yeah.
Everything was a party.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah, bro, 80s and then 90s when I started getting high and drinking and doing all this stuff in high school was just, it was like, it was, you know, I'm one of the few that's actually from South Florida, right? Because everyone else goes down there,
Yeah.
but I was actually in it. You know what I mean? And so it was a different lifestyle, bro. It was.
What part were you from?
Palm Beach County, Delray Beach. I
Yeah.
grew up in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
I went to Boca Raton High School, the whole nine. So it was you know, it was good though. I mean, look, I grew up in like a rich neighborhood. So I wasn't poor, but I thought I was poor.
Yeah, Boca's nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of rich people. And like now I know what real poor is, right? Because I put myself in those places. But like I always had this idea that like I didn't think rich was rich. I thought rich was just kind of normal, and then I was poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you were living like good, basically.
Yeah, I was
growing up. I mean, really. I mean, if you're looking at the rich people.
Yeah, dude, I had everything, bro. I have nothing to complain about my childhood, bro. Like I had it all. You know what I mean? Like I had everything that I needed. I didn't have anything I wanted. Obviously, they did. So that's why I thought this was a disconnect. You know what I mean?
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah. So, but played sports, did the whole thing, and we you know started drinking at a very young age, smoking pot, and it just, you know, progressed quickly.
Yeah. Were you good in school? What was that like?
Real good in school.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I did. That was one of the. You know, you do all the work now, and you know, like, you know, you see these things, you're like, oh, those red flags. But like, I did really well in school, so it made me think that I wasn't fucking up the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was cool to like, I would get in trouble and, you know, do the whole party my ass off and, you know, get suspended, do the, you know, the whole deal, but still get good grades. And that's all people give a shit about. You know what I mean? Like my parents kind of stayed off my ass because the grades were good.
Everybody I ever met that was like intelligent and shit like that, they did their work fast and still got in trouble.
That's it.
You know, like a lot of dudes I know. It wasn't that they were stupid.
Right.
It was more like that. Yeah, they just like they got disoccupied because the work was done. It was like, all right, well, how can I start messing around and throwing shit and doing dumb shit, getting in trouble? But they were smart, they were intelligent, you know, and I think that's important, you know, because the alcoholic and drug addicts, I believe, are one, you know, they're the smartest people.
Oh, bro,
100. I think on the face of the earth, in a sense, like besides like geniuses and shit like that. But if somebody can figure out how to get $400 or $500, $600 a day, whatever it is. I mean, bro, that's highly.
Buddy, I say it all the time, bro. If you can grind and the way that we can manipulate and fucking, you know, like manipulate people's minds, the whole nine. You know what I mean? Yeah, because that's what I would tell it all the time. Like I start with nothing and I have a $300 dope habit. Like that is some shit. You know what I mean? Like you
wake up broken, you get 300
somehow. And I agree with you. I think too when you get into recovery, I think it's the same thing. Like the smarter you are, the harder it is. You know, because you overthink things. Oh, I know better than the book. I know better than you know my spot. Whatever the case may be. You're and you're also able to come up with another better idea to get high. So it takes you longer to come in. Where if you're a fucking idiot, someone says read this page of the book. You read this page of the book. Do this thing. You do this thing. You don't think it out.
Yeah, and so some of them people, like you ever see the people that get it the first time?
Yeah, because they just do what they're told and they don't know any better.
Yeah,
we go out there, we're like, well, maybe I'll do this, but not there. You know, I'm gonna fuck with the process.
I'm defying as a motherfucker. Yeah. Like you tell me to do it this way, I'll do every other way but
correct.
That way.
Yeah, and I know how to do it better than you.
And I suffered because of it too.
100%, bro. Bad. Suffered bad.
Good shit. So now, so you graduated high school, I imagine. You played sports. You were, you know, you had a good life. So around 18, what was going on about that time? Now you're an adult. You know what I mean?
Yep. So I tried to go to college. Again, I had pretty good grades, so I got into school. And I always wanted to go to Florida State.
Okay.
It was my my dream school. It was the only school I ever thought about going to. Yeah. And I went up there and I dropped out of there within like I think the second semester I moved home. Because I was like I was off to the races. You know, no consequences, no, you know, I don't know if I had a what they call it, a curfew.
Okay.
In my I don't know the last time I had a curfew, but I knew when I went up to school, it was just like balls to the wall, and within 2 semesters I was back home.
Now at this time were you drinking and
yeah, mostly drinking, some ecstasy, you know, that type of shit. Ecstasy was big back then. This is like, you know, this is 2001, I guess, and opiates hadn't come into my life. here's the thing, right? Because my brother was so, like I said, I never wanted to be like my brother. So I wasn't going to do cocaine. Because at that point, I'm like, all right, it's coke and crack. You know what I mean? I would try and stay below him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until like he's cocaine's bad. You know what I mean? So I'll do everything else but cocaine. And then I realized my brother's shooting dope or doing heroin at the time and smoking crack. So I'm like, oh, I can snort some coke. It was like that was the mind kind of process.
He's doing that now. Now I can do coke.
Yeah,
but
and I'm still not as fucked up as he is. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I remember trying coke for the first time. I had my jaw wired shut because I got in a fucking fight because that's what I like to do. Yeah. Fucking think I'm bigger than,
Fought a lot.
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Get my ass kicked all the time. Yeah. I don't care if there's 5 people. You know what I mean? I never said no to anything, bro. I never said no to fucking anything. I was always in it to, you know what I mean? No matter what the consequence. Didn't think about consequences to include getting my fucking ass kicked by 6 Cubans outside a bar and get my jaw shot. You know what I mean? But I tried powder for the first time, loved it. So then, coke's every week, now coke's in my life.
Back then too, down there, I mean, I imagine it wasn't bullshit coke.
No, it was good coke, bro. We're talking like 02, 03. Yeah, real shit. Yeah. Fish scale, as they say, But still like trying to maintain and didn't, so my brother's been to prison now a couple times. So I'm still the fucking good kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And,
no record, no nothing. So you're like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, no felonies. I think I had a couple of little bullshit charges, fake ID, DUI. I think a couple things, but nothing compared to what it could have been. You know what I'm saying? So then when I broke my jaw, I got opiates came into the mix. Let's see what happened then. I tried to go back to school. I got a job, made some money, tried to go back to school. Yeah. Because right now I'm not doing shit. I'm sleeping on the couch.
Well, now you're in a recovery field. What were you doing back then though? Like, did you do another career?
No, I'm saying I'm back then. I'm back then.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
I'm saying now back in 03, 04, I try and go back to school.
Gotcha.
I come back and school didn't work out again. I fucking drop out of school in a semester. Yeah. Because I'm partying every weekend, about every night, not every weekend. And so when I moved back, I'm like 24 years old right now, and at this point, and I'm like doing blues every day because blues are like
Xanax?
No, Roxy's 30s.
Oh,
yes,
right,
30s. Sorry, we call them blues down there. You're thinking football.
Well, right? Yeah, I was thinking. I was also thinking too when down there. I mean, all that pharmacy shit was going on too.
Dude, this is the middle of it.
Your jaw, you could have broke your finger and they probably would have gave you.
Oh yeah, it was perfect, bro. It was perfect. Like if you had insurance, you're paying like 98 cents. You know what I'm saying? It was wild, dude. And if you didn't, it was $8 a pill. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you weren't having to scrape up too much money to get fucked up. And so that once I started doing those opiates, took over my life. Yeah. And so I was sitting there. This is where the story is kind of crazy because I'm 25 at the time. So now we're in 05, almost 25. This is 2006. And my little brother, my friend's little brother is getting out of the Marine Corps. Yeah. And he and I are getting high together. And he's like, we should join the Marines. And I'm like, if you do it, I'll do it. You know what I mean? And next thing I know, because rewind a little bit. I got 2 charges in New York City now. Okay. Now I'm doing all the drugs.
What were you doing up in?
Trying to kick fucking opiates in New York City and my other brothers.
You got a chip on you. Yeah, so you went up there to get off it.
Yeah, I went up there to get off it. Got popped with heroin and cocaine. Yeah. So in the park, Tompkins Square Park, 7th Street. I get caught with the coke and then I just flee New York. So now I'm back in Florida, living on a couch with this kid, strung out. Not shooting dope though. You know what I mean? Like I'm still not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
You're doing great all the time.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm 25. I dropped out of school twice. I'm still not. I haven't been to prison, so
life's going great.
I'm killing it. I'm like the pride and joy of the family. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucked up. And so that we make this commitment. Like, yeah, I'll do it if you do it. Yeah. And literally within like 3-4 months, I'm in the Marine Corps.
Bro,
I took some of that, that shit you get at the head shop, like to put in your piss.
Oh, like
pass the drug test.
Yeah.
Passed the drug test.
Urine,
and kicked opiates in boot camp. Fucking thought it would be horrible. It actually wasn't that bad. I don't know. Those people have been like locked up. Like it's not as bad if you can't get it.
Yeah, and you don't want people to know you're sick.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like a mental thing too.
Yeah,
like it helps you mentally.
And you're moving all the time in boot camp. You're moving all the time. So it wasn't that bad as everyone thinks it might have been. But I started my Marine Corps career, bro. And my Marine Corps career went great. Yeah. I did 8 years in the Marine Corps. Been to combat twice, as I said. And like you said, bro, the hustle that we have and the fucking discipline that we have to get high every day, you know what I mean? The things that we do when they're put to like with purpose behind them.
Yeah.
I did great in the Marine Corps, bro. I picked up rank quick, but still every weekend I'm going and partying.
What's the highest rank that you made it to?
I picked up sergeant.
Really?
Yeah, and I picked up sergeant in 3.5 years. Usually it takes like 6 years.
Really?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years. I picked it up in Afghanistan, my second deployment. But again, I'm still getting the Marine Corps or the military is a great place to like hide out for a drunk or an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you can drink like crazy as long as you show up for work. And one thing I did is I showed up for work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we drink till 2, 3 in the morning, 5 a.m., ready to run, you know? And it's almost like a badge of courage. Like, if you can run, they don't care if you smell like booze. It's something like, there goes Johnny again, smelling like booze. The motherfucker's running.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So.
Damn, fucking.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So
it's wild.
Pretty much, though. So, because you said like 2002. So you went over to Afghanistan like when they were hunting for Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, I think they got Osama after I got back, my first deployment. And then I got him in 2009. I went over in 2008. It was 2008 was a rough deployment. 2008 was a lot of, you know, so that, you know, and this is just shit stacking on top. I got full-blown, you know, alcoholism going on that I'm not really addressing. And then the combat shit and, you know, and a lot of like.
Were you an angry dude? Like, not like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like. Miserable, like, you know, like what the fuck, like.
Oh yeah, dude, I was a fucking savage, bro. Yeah. Like the young Marines that would come behind me, like they love me now because they knew I cared about them, but I was angry, bro. Yeah. I was angry at everything. I was fucking 0 to 100 real quick.
You didn't really fuck around.
No,
you were very serious.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You got any stories over there? I mean, if you want, you know, I don't know if that's a normal question. No, I never really conversated with a guy that is a vet that went through tours, but. You know, I don't know.
No, I mean, I'll talk a lot of death, a lot of killing people, a lot of not me personally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like us as a platoon and our unit, we took care of business. Yeah. We went over there thinking we were doing this hearts and minds thing. You know, that's what they say on the news. You know, we're going over there to like train the Afghan National Army. I didn't do one day of training people. I swept for IEDs and I did demolitions. So I swept for mines and blew holes in walls so the infantry could run through.
And they were going.
Yeah. And when I was in a turret, I was a fucking 240 machine gunner. So, you know, I'm shooting 7.62 rounds. And yeah, dude, I mean, a lot. I love it. Yeah. I hated what happened to like you know, we're this for one of my best friends that got blown up. Yeah. Never made it. Yeah. You know, and there was having to clean up a lot of our people, you know.
You've seen a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, wild shit, dude. Shit that like nobody should ever have to fucking see. But you do it, and when you do it, you don't. People are like, oh, that's so brave. Like if I told you the story, like, you know, like picking up young man's body parts. You know what I'm saying? And I only share it because people don't want to share it, and then they keep it inside. And I think it needs to be talked about. Yeah. But like you're picking up a young man, you know, 20-year-old kid body parts, and you're putting them in a truck. And you're sending them back, and you know, and then you're hearing.
I always say, like when like you're a hero, dude. Straight up, and I had a lieutenant in the fire, and he's a hero. Like you want to know burning building, and most people that are heroes don't even like to be called it. They're like, oh, you know,
of course, it's fucking you know weird. I'm sweating, but yeah,
but well, the thing is though, is I look at it like this: for Americans, Marines, whoever, that go in the war now, people, because you always hear like, oh, the president. Like, listen, dude, the way I view it is. You don't care either which way. You're fighting for the freedom of every American. Yeah. No matter what, you just know how to take orders. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it ain't so much of the thing behind why you're there, even though it might be like, yo, nobody's going to fuck with our country.
Right.
But
no, 100, bro.
We're supposed to be here so the people can walk free in our country.
Yeah.
We walk free. We don't think. I don't think. Like somebody like you lets me be free on the ground that I walk because of people like you.
Yeah, but it's even like the mindset when you're there is even smaller than that. It's like, I'm here for these dudes. You know what I mean? This guy to the left and the right of me. Nothing else fucking matters. You know what I mean? Like, I love America. I fucking, like, I love them. I'll stand for the flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the United States of America. People have no idea how good they have it here, these motherfuckers, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But at the end of the day, we're not over there, like, with the flag. You know what I mean? Like, we're there for you know, Tovez and fucking, some of my other guys.
Let's stay alive and get back home.
Yeah, that's it. There's one mission. It's not to do anything but get the fuck home.
Yeah.
And I went on my second deployment. I would tell my guy, because the second deployment I was more of a leadership role.
Yeah.
And I would tell my guys, I'm like, we'd get a mission and they'd say, you got, 3 days to get from point A to point B, per se, right? Because we're clearing a route, And I was lead gun truck, right? I was the lead truck in most of these missions because I was one of the guys who had been in real combat 2 years earlier. So I was in a very important position in the lead truck. And I would tell my guys, I'm like, fuck what they said. Fuck what the lieutenant said. We do not have to be there in 3 days. I don't care if it takes us a fucking year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only mission is to get there.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because,
let's not lose our lives over.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. I could give a shit what time it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's it. Because I don't care. Like at the end of the day, we're gonna leave there just like we did, and it's gonna be a shithole anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? So let's do what we need to do to get home.
It went right back to the way it was.
Yeah, it went right back to the way it was, dude. But yeah, like it's weird because people suffer from different things. You know what I'm saying when it comes to going over there? Mm-hmm. Like I can talk about. I love that we killed Taliban. Yeah. I just do, bro. Yeah, I think it's like a trophy on my wall. If I could put it on my wall, I would. I have no remorse for it. Some people do though, and that's what I get it. But like for me, it's different though. You're taking a life. You know what I'm saying? And people look at it. Yeah. I looked at it as like better that than this life or this life or this life. So when they would have we'd cover go get enemy body, whatever bodies you want to say. Like that doesn't bother me.
Oh, you just got to get the bodies after.
Yeah, you got to recover them. Yeah,
now, does America investigate like how they died and all that kind of crazy shit?
Yeah, well, like because he got shot in the face. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, how he died. You know what I mean? Or we shot mortars on him and he blew him to fucking
like Stevie Wonder could see how that motherfucker.
Yeah, there's no high. We know what happened, but like. We do. There is like there in these there's certain rules of war, or whatever laws of war, where you have to allow them to recover the bodies too. So you put them out and allow them to recover, the enemy to recover their body.
Like back in the 16th century, after war, battle, they would let them get through.
And they got a big. They got that Muslim religion. They got to be buried within 24 hours. So you have to allow them to retrieve their.
Okay.
But you do a battle damage assessment, a BDA. So you'll go and you'll. See what you got and tally it up,
because you just got to have a count.
Yeah, but like that doesn't bother me, bro, and I love that because thank God, because it would be even worse if like these young men died and they didn't die.
Well, the dude, the movie they made, American Sniper. I mean, I know it's a movie, but it's based on a real dude and all that. Yeah, so it's a real story. That's why I like the movie too. But like you see the kid with the whatever it's called, like a bomb.
Yeah.
And dude has to kill the kid. People I have seen. Oh, wow. The dude, I know it's a kid, but they're telling this kid to throw the bomb at the people. You know what I mean? So you got to do what you got to do. But what's that scenarios? I guess that could really fuck with somebody's head.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It's a kid still, no matter what.
Yeah, and there's a part in that movie too. Like, there's a lot of these bullshit movies that I won't watch. Like the one
like Black Hawk Down, all that kind of thing.
I don't know how much I wasn't around. That was earlier, but like some of these movies that come out during the time that I served, I'm like, that is fucking bullshit. I can't remember the name of the movie where he pulls up like like if you saw a wire and you pulled up the wire.
Hurt Locker.
Like everyone likes that movie. This is dumb as shit, dude. If someone went to pull up a fucking wire, we're gonna shoot them ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Because that's always if the wire's showing, it's a booby trap. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's a part in that movie where he does this like stare, and I remember like seeing that in the movie of American Sniper, where he has that stare, and it's like the best acting job I've ever seen. Because he hit it like you know what I'm saying, like
staring at the TV part.
Yeah, he was like in that like in the mechanic shop or something like that, and he's just staring ahead, bro. Yeah. And it was like the realest. He did it perfectly. Who was it, Bradley Cooper or whatever? Yeah. And I was like, man, like I could feel like you know what I'm saying, like real, like you could look at someone, what the fuck they've been
did that part at the TV too. Remember, he was sitting there and the TV wasn't on, and he was like visualizing all this shit. And it fucked with his head, man.
He did a great job on that. But like,
all he wanted to do was get back home, make sure to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming back home there, and then he kept going back because he was so worried about the Americans dying over there. They said he just kept going back.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. He's like that. it takes a lot of courage to be a military dude. I don't, that's serious shit. Like there ain't, it ain't built for everybody. Everybody ain't. They could talk shit, but to go over there, I don't think.
It's not for everybody, bro. But like, a lot of people like don't know how strong they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to do one thing, and I got an award for it and everything. I got this big write up for it, and it was like, truth be told, the reason I did it, the only reason I did it is because I had to clear a route, right, for like 96 guys we had in this mission, and like, it was under fire and all, there's all this great write up. Sounds great, sounds so brave and yeah, it was bravery, but like, bro, I did it because I didn't want to let them down.
Yeah,
it was no other reason. You know what I'm saying?
You were with.
Yeah, the people I was with. Like, I was the only guy who could blow that wall, and me and my partner that went and did it. But like, so fuck all the shit that was written in that thing. The real truth is, I don't want to let my boys down. You know what I mean? I couldn't walk back to the base and be like, like the bitch that didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I couldn't do it. Getting that.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot. You would do that. A lot of us would do that. Yeah. And I met so many guys, as we move forward through this whole thing, like in the streets and shit, that would have been such great Marines. You know what I mean? That I would fucking. And I tell them that too. I met guys in rehab. I see guys now in the work I do, and I'm like, listen, man, if I had to form a team, you'd be on it. You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I do. Trust me, you would be on that team. You know what I mean? But
now, when you be in between, did you wind up using in between tours? You did 2 tours in between.
Yeah. I would get liquor sent to me when we were overseas in Listerine bottles. You know what I mean? Some other things that like that's the one that like I want other people involved in and I won't talk about, but like we found ways to, when we were not like in on missions and when we were back in like the rear, we call it. We I was still getting fucked up over there.
But after the first tour, did you come back home?
I did. I came back home.
Now, did you
booze?
Oh, just booze.
But then you go home for 10 days. So yeah, I'm fucking eating fucking perks, 30s. I mean, drinking.
Oh, so when you
coke.
did that, you were only home for how long did you come home?
No, I came home for a while, but I'm saying you get to go home for 10 days leave. I was home for like a year.
Gotcha.
But that's the thing, man. Like, what I see, like I said, hope and purpose. And the Marine Corps taught me purpose. And that's why, even though I hadn't done anything about my alcoholism, or addiction, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I had purpose. So it kept me afloat. Because I always knew that I had to put that uniform on, what I mean? Go and be there for my boys, especially when I had Marines under me. Like, I had to be there for them. So it's like, and we know that now, right? In recovery, like, we have a purpose now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what happened, that's why a lot of guys get out of the military, and I don't think they know it, but they lose that purpose. So even though I was in between deployments, like you said, I came home for a year, but I had these young guys that just came out of boot camp. And these motherfuckers were green. They didn't know what they were doing. So it's like I had to train them how to survive. So I had a lot of purpose, even in that year. So even in that year, I'd seen all that shit in combat and everything. It was like, it doesn't matter, like, boom, right back to work.
Now you have to go back, right? Like,
yeah.
But you would have went back anyway. Like, you were still.
Oh, I didn't have to.
Signed up for.
Yeah, no. So it was coming to my end of my 4 years, my first 4 years. So I didn't have to go back.
Oh.
No, I'm not the only one. Most of my platoon, like the guys that had the senior guys, they could have opted out.
Gotcha.
I know one guy that opted out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And good on him. He had reason. He wasn't a bit. He was a badass too. But the rest of us were like, I trained these dudes. Like, there is no way, bro, that I could have trained these young kids and then be like, good luck, boys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out.
So like I said,
so I extended my 4 years.
Like in the movie, like that's what the dude did though. The Chris, what was his last name? Chris something. Anyway,
I should know.
But it's all right. But he kept going back because he, like that, that reason right there. Like, now there's new Marines going over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going back to make sure nobody, help my brothers.
Bro, there's no way I could have gone and something had happened to them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and not just me. That was a lot of guys. Like, it's not like, I don't think it's natural to be able to leave someone behind like that.
Especially people that you're close to. That
bro. Even when in my second deployment, I would go out with them. I was supposed to stay in the vehicle. I would always go out with them because I'm like, if they slip up and step, the pressure plates, right? So like, they're getting you to step on it, close the circuit like a light switch, boom. When you step on it, that's what sets off the explosive.
The charge,
And so, I'm out there. You got to be out there with them because, like, we got to all go together. Like, there's no fucking way. I could watch my boy die, like, knowing I could have been out there.
I couldn't only imagine. I mean, they just don't care about Americans over there. They hate us. So that's flat out.
Do they?
When you say about the tail being, Like, dude, honestly, I don't. We could go to war with them a million times. Probably they're going to hate us anyway. No matter
Yeah, it
what.
doesn't matter.
If we never go back, they're just going to hate us as much as if we went over there.
Correct.
They don't care about us. And
I'll tell you a funny thing though. While I was over there, I'm in the middle of like heroin fields.
Poppy fields.
Yeah, I'm all in poppy fields. Both times I went there, it was like when they just harvested the dope, which is probably good for me because I couldn't, I'd have been cutting the fucking thing, like. But you see all the like, I got poppy on me now because of it. Like you see the bulbs all cut, you know what I'm saying? Where the
ooze comes out.
Yeah, and they harvest the dope like that, and it was just like this very weird thing that like, I basically joined the Marine Corps to escape opiates. You know what I mean? And now I'm in the fields where the opiates are made. It was
ironically, you're walking.
And they all get high, bro. I don't care. They all act like they're all spiritual and religious. And there's great Muslims. I'm not saying all, but the Taliban, bro, we used to get them at sunup when they would be getting high.
Really?
Because we'd find them, bro. We'd find the needles, dude. You'd see hypodermic needles right on their tail when we'd be after them.
Yeah, they're fucking
fucking wild, dude. But yeah, so I got blown up. Shit. I got blown up my second time twice in a vehicle. So I got concussions and had to be medevac the second time. So you talk about keep going back, keep going. Chris, what was his name? Chris.
I'm trying. I honestly, I was trying to think. I can't.
No,
that's Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Chris Kyle. Yeah. Like he kept going back. Well, they, luckily when I couldn't go anymore because of the head trauma, the TBI, traumatic brain injuries. After my second deployment, I was done.
So you were honorably discharged?
No, but that's the thing, right? So then I stayed in for another 4 years. Because over there, I actually re-enlisted overseas. Okay. And so then I went back to Parris Island to the boot camp, and I worked there for 4 years, like teaching the recruits how to shoot and shit like that. And but that's when shit just started going down because I had no purpose. Yeah. So I started getting high, getting in trouble, and went to rehab while I was in the Marine Corps. Yeah. They sent me away for 30 days to like a lockdown psych ward for 30 days. Okay. And yeah. Then I got out. Yeah. Yeah.
Now with an honorable discharge.
Honorable, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Only because of what I had done before. Like I had a good, like my command, they cared about me. They didn't want to see me.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, but there's a lot of my boys, dude, that I know now, or guys that I've met along the way that like have done what I've done. Pop on a drug test, get the fuck out. Yeah. You know what I mean? No benefits, nothing, bro.
Yeah, and that's brutal. That's why I asked though, because I know like, you get the city on after that if they dishonorable discharge or whatever. But damn. So now you're going to the psych ward and you get out, and now what happens?
Yeah. Well, I get out. So I got married in that time to a girl I had known since way before the Marine Corps. I'd known her for probably 10 years at that time, and we reconnected after my first deployment. And so her and I got married, and had a little girl. And so I popped on the drug test. My daughter was a month old. Okay. Went to the psych ward. My daughter was 3. When I got out, she was 3 months old. Got out of the Marine Corps when she was 5 months old. Moved back to South Florida. So now my fucking addiction is full bore. And move out, go back to South Florida, got a nice house, got 2 cars, got everything you would think you would need, right? I'm back to I got it all. My wife's hot and fucking smart. She's the best chick, right? Daughter's healthy, beautiful. House is nice. And I literally, I don't even know how to describe, but restless, irritable, and discontent to like the 10th degree though, because like my mind is going like this and I'm in this beautiful, perfect setting of a home, which is supposed to be so great. And I'm a fucking disaster.
Everything was great, but you weren't great.
Yeah,
you ain't right. Yeah.
I wasn't right. And then the one thing I did, and I was numb to everything. They got me on like SSNRIs now. They got me on like Adderall because of my fucking. I'm all fucking. They got me on all these meds.
Trying to slow you down thinking.
Yeah, and so I can't feel shit. I don't even feel love for my little girl, who's like I said, like 5-6 months old at this time. But I did have a lot of guilt and shame about that. I'm like, I'm a fucking robot. Like I'm a fucking piece of shit. Like I can't feel for these people that are so important to me. You know what I mean? And I know I love them, but I can't feel it. Yeah. And so that drove me even deeper. So like 6 months into being out, I would be going out smoking. I got into smoking crack because it's the only thing that made me feel anything.
So now you did something your brothers did right
Yeah,
there.
And then the pills are now like $30 a pop, not fucking $8 a pop.
Yeah.
So now I'm buying bags of dope, or caps, caps of dope, and I'm only snorting it at the time, and it was only a matter of time before that all obviously came crashing down. I would leave at like 1 a.m. My wife would go to bed, and I would leave. I'd leave out till like 5. I'd come home by 5:30 because she gets up at 6:30.
Yeah.
Every night, dude, I was leaving, going to the block with the boys, smoking out, doing the whole thing, and just literally, just like getting deeper. You know what I mean? And so the guilt and shame, just I literally, if I didn't have the drugs, I'd put a bullet in my head. 100%. The drugs kept me alive to a certain extent. She found out about all this, obviously. She knew something was up, but when she like found a bank statement or something, she knew the extent of it. And I went away to rehab, and that's when I kind of gave up. I said, fuck it. I went to rehab, came out, left my house, never went home, went to the street, got into like rehab. Rehab romances were like, I'm like the king of that shit. You know what I mean? Because like I was like shooting fish in a barrel. You know what I mean? Because like I'm like the Marine guy who, like I'm a Marine and I'm
it
like
wasn't hard for you to
get. And I'm like, I get into the, I'm 10 days in, I got a tan, I'm in the gym, or you know what I mean, in rehab, thinking I'm the hot shit, and they were preying on me. I didn't realize it. You know what I mean? I think I'm just like, it's that's the sickest thing in the world, bro. Is what happens in like the rehab romance game and like that like sick mentality of like someone likes me,
Well, anybody just got to wink at you. You're like, ah?
Yeah, bro. Oh, she likes me, But that's because we hate ourselves.
Yeah.
I fucking hated myself, dude. I left the best thing that ever happened to me to be on the street, bro. I was 4 miles. He knows. I was in Boynton Beach, Florida. I lived in Delray. You know.
Yeah.
I'm over there on Seacrest. I'm 4 miles from this house, and the fucking greatest wife and a beautiful baby. And I'm over here with some fucking scumbag, sleazebag who's really using me more than I'm using her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anybody that would make me feel better about myself, bro, I was down.
My bad, dude. He's like some sleazebag.
Well, yeah, which is look, I'm a sleazebag.
Yeah,
that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, guess who's leaving who? She's leaving me.
Yeah.
Because I got nothing else. She can go into the trap house and do her thing.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out of gas.
Yeah, you're out of money. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Bro, I mean, we can laugh about it.
I like when it's like when even me though, like when you think you're hustling something, you're getting hustled.
Yeah.
And you think you got it all figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Right.
You're getting hustled.
Yeah. Next thing you know, like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. And that'll beat you down too.
Oh,
that'll fucking crush you.
It's the worst, dude.
But
it all comes back to that, bro. It's like I hate everything about what's going on here. So it's like if I can just like make the outside look a little better, or you're gonna give me a little bit of like love or whatever the fuck it is, because there's nothing in here. Yeah. And I had fucked it all the way.
You use people, use things just like you use drugs.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like as long as it makes you temporarily feel good for that moment, that's what that's where I think the book and the steps and all that come into play is like figuring out who you are, what makes you tick, and figuring out how to care about yourself.
100%, bro.
First, you got to care about yourself.
Yeah.
Before
And you made the thing you said when you went on the intro. You said and like you said all the things like Marine, whatever, and then you said, but most importantly, sober.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I think that's what gets lost in this. Like, not to get too far into it, but like veterans, like myself, like I'm 100% disabled because of all the injuries. I got neck issues, my head's all fucked up, obviously, as we know. But like, we get a lot of. Like we get enabled a lot by that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like I'm a veteran, like take care, and like I should be taken care of, and we should 100%. But at the end of the day, I'm an addict and an alcoholic first. And so if you're like, oh, you poor veteran, I'm gonna take advantage of your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would get extra, like they would give me extra privileges in the rehab, and they would do these things for me, and I would fucking take advantage of them.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? If I would have people like get me hotel rooms, I would just use them for you know what I mean? Like, because I wasn't a veteran. I wasn't a Marine who'd been to combat and this courageous guy. I was a fucking junkie who was going to exploit anything you did for me.
Yeah, fucking right.
You know? Because that's the truth. That's what I am.
Like me, my soul was so broken, dude, that I would have loved to have yours. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like anything, but like, please give it to me for free.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to show any dedication. I don't want to put no work out. I just want it given to me somehow.
Yeah.
And it's not the reality. And the reality is, you got to do some things to get better. And
100%.
I wanted everything the easy way, dude. And I wanted to feel better the easy way. And I want it, and I want it. And it was just like using. Same thing, like, put no effort out and just go get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it all should come to us for free. It's everybody else's fault.
Exactly.
They're all against me. You know what I'm saying? The whole
all
bullshit.
the same mentality. Yeah. It's just I had an extra layer of that because like you don't know what I've been through.
Yeah.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how fucked up I am. Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, I'll be honest. If I was out there and you were like, "Oh, you know what I mean," I would even be like, "Oh, really? Wow."
Yeah.
It's just a natural reaction. I think people.
Bro, I was known as the crazy white boy Marine over there on Seacrest and Boynton. You know what I mean? And it's just because I had no fucking soul, bro.
When you say, I've been all through there.
Yeah, dude. I
didn't travel up until 2 years ago. I never been nowhere except like Wildwood.
Yeah.
It's I'm 41, dude.
It's not that far, bro. Wow.
No, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
But that's good, man. You got to. This life is crazy now.
Yeah, life could be short too.
Hell yeah.
I think too all the time. Like what I learned big time too in recovery is like focusing too much on the past and then too much into the future. They say and it's the truth, dude. That's where all the chaotic thoughts from me come in.
Yeah.
All the worry.
Sure.
I'm worried about shit I can't change, and I'm worried about shit that I don't even know is going to happen. And 90% of the shit I'm thinking never even happens anyway.
It's wild.
So then you start living some fake ass life, kind of in a sense.
Yeah.
If you're not embracing today, and today I could die today, I might not be here tomorrow. So
I mean, bro, you're right. If we could live, I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, especially I've been doing everything I can. The dog.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I couldn't tell the floorboard like squeaking. I see the feet.
Thank you.
But yeah, bro, like. You reminded me of someone said like if you have 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, you're pissing on the.
I thought it as I said.
Yeah, bro.
All them cliches.
Yeah, but it's so true, bro. Because like I would have died to be in the position I'm in now, But now, like we were even talking it on the way over here. Like my life is crazy, bro. I work for this, like not to hype the company. I work for the Haven is like. Where I would have, wanted to work. And, I wouldn't even think I'd be employable. I wasn't employable. You know what I'm saying? Other than to drive the dope man to get dope and get a 20 off of him for doing the drive. That was my work. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I'm like worried about the future. I'm like, oh, what if I don't, like this is, oh, do I, because I don't think I deserve it in the back of my mind, right? Yeah. I'm like, some of me still thinks I'm that guy. But the truth is I'm not, bro. No. You know what I mean?
No, you changed. Yeah,
I've changed, bro.
You put effort forward.
Yeah.
Now with that though, I mean, drive too. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing the right thing and you're working hard and you're doing all these things, things start to work out. You know what I mean? But it takes dedication to do stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nothing in this life that's worthwhile comes easy.
Right.
So
you got to work for it.
And it's a pain in the ass. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of not knowing, like a lot of failure. I think failure is great for people. Like, and people, like I said it to people, like, what? Like, yeah, dude, sitting around not doing nothing makes you a failure. But doing stuff and failing is great because you're learning that, oh, this don't work. I'm going to try this now. And, okay, now that does work.
And you hear a lot of the dudes that have made, like, these, they say that, bro. Like, you can't be afraid to fail. No. It's not a failure as long as you get the fuck up. Yeah. Like I listen to David Goggins. He says that shit all the time.
I watch a lot of them, like, Patrick Bet-David, like, a lot of different people on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. We're going to be on it and with this episode. But, yeah, dude, I mean, every single one of them, and they work countless hours to get to where they're at. You know what I mean? Which I had that experience too, where I overly worked too much to where there's no room to. Yeah. So you're in Florida though, and you work for this place, but where do you live now?
Yeah. So all right. So I'll try and tie it all up in a nice little bow. So I go to treatment. I do 12. I do like 12 stints in different treatments. I've been, they throw me in the VA psych ward to detox. So I detox in the psych ward about 15 times. The VA puts me in all the nicest treatments in South Florida, and I just do the same shit. I fuck it off. I don't do the work. I don't think, because in the back of my mind, I don't think I can. I think it's over. Anyway, I go to a nonprofit out in Austin, Texas. I get one more opportunity. Nothing to do with the VA, nothing to do with this, privatized stuff. It's a nonprofit. That's where I met Sean. And
when he kidnapped that girl and went there or something, right? Am I right about that, Sean?
She was in Mississippi.
Yeah.
From Mississippi, I went to Texas.
Yeah, that's
right.
What it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. He's kidnapping women and shit.
Yeah.
You could tell he ain't a Marine.
He's a good.
No, I'm just
he's a good guy now, though. He's doing,
he's doing good.
So, but yeah, so I go out there and that's why I got really. I've been to AA meetings since I was 17. From the first time I got a minor in possession. You know what I mean? But like, it's the first time I really jumped into the work because I had to. You know, they're like, if you come here, all we're doing is like 12 dudes, which is great because none of the bullshit. And we just worked out. We went to meetings and we worked steps. And I did it, bro.
Yeah.
I had some experiences where like this guy came and I was sleeping for like 2 days because like if you come in like on the bottom floor, you is where you detox, you know. And I slept for like 3 days. This guy came and got me and brought me out to breakfast one day. And he's like, and there were all these weirdos, because everyone's different, and like praying together. And I'm like, the fuck is this, dude? I didn't even know where I was because I was in a blackout when I got there. So they're all like praying together for breakfast. And I'm like, what the fuck? But there was something about it. You know what I mean? Everyone praying and sitting there together. And then like a week later, there was a kid that was in the detox room. I had now moved upstairs, feeling a little better and kind of buying into the process. And he was like doing the same thing. He'd been sleeping for it. I went and got him, like someone had done for me. I went and I got his ass. And I'm like, yo, his name was John. I said, John, come on, man. Let's go grab, come have breakfast, And he came out there. And like a couple days, maybe a week later, he came to me and he's like, bro, like, you don't know how much that meant to me. He's like, I was about to jump out that fucking window and never come back. Like, thank you for coming there and getting me. And I was like, I had this like God moment. I think it was, it was like that was my spiritual experience, bro. It was like, that's what the fuck you guys been telling me this whole time. You know what I mean? Like that just simple acts of kindness of like helping another alcoholic, helping another person. It made me, it was like, it seemed so like small, but for me, it was like this big eye opener of like, oh, this is the shit that they're talking about.
Yeah. One addict helping another.
Bro.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I do what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when I'm chaotic, going crazy, mad, pissed off, whatever, dude, no matter what, dude, I believe that this is straight up the truth. The thing you do for somebody, no matter how big or small today, can help them for a lifetime. Now, it might not.
Right.
It's not to say it's going to guarantee. It depends what the person does.
Sure.
But like you waking that dude up or the dude waking you up, and then how many people got woken up after that or before? The thing is, though, dude, is that it made you feel better. Now, what you do now from then till, dude, you're doing it.
Right.
But how many people do you know that relapse too and maybe passed away and died?
So
it's like, but what are you going to be willing to do to help yourself? And a lot of that comes from helping other people, dude, giving back, commitments, chair meeting, whatever,
There's so many ways to do it, bro.
There is.
And so I'll back up one more. The reason I finally called that nonprofit or got in there, right? The reason that, and it took a couple weeks, but I had put together a couple months in Texas, and this is my first step, they call about first step experience or whatever. And this is like literally the first spiritual experience I had. And it was when I was sitting there and I was trying to find, now I'm obviously shooting everything in my you know what I mean? Like I got no more veins anywhere because I'm shooting meth and heroin and black tar over there,
Human dartboard.
Yeah, bro. I couldn't find, so I'm sitting there for like almost 2 hours and I'm in a place that no running water, no power, sitting over there. I forget where it was, over by the, right off of 35. And I'm like digging, and I remember I've done that how many times, right? This is an everyday thing for me. You know what I mean? But I had drugs in my pocket. Usually that's all I needed to be okay. As long as I had the dope, I'm good. And I'm sitting there, and I had this like moment, bro. It wasn't a voice, but it was like this, like I'm gonna finally hit, and it's not gonna work. And that's literally was the scariest I've ever been in my life.
Powerless and unmanageability.
Yeah, bro. When I realized that there was no amount of dope that was going to make me feel okay ever again. Yeah. And that's what started this whole thing. That thought right there that just took over me, bro. And I'm like, oh my God. And I started making the phone calls immediately to get into that place.
Yeah, like, fuck this shit. I ain't doing it no more.
Can't, bro. It doesn't work.
I got to do something else.
It doesn't work, bro. And I didn't know, but I had been to enough meetings where it's like, if it worked for you, and I heard guys like you and, tell our story. You know what I mean? And not necessarily tell our story, but tell the way I felt.
The experience.
Yeah.
The real life.
That spiritual fucking death that I was experiencing. And you weren't feeling that anymore. So, why the fuck? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was the hope. That's when I had that little bit of hope, bro. Only because someone else said it.
Like me too, yeah. Like that's where I always talk about how like when you go through the steps, but it's different when you experience them steps. Like each step, you know what I mean? And me, like I went to rehab, didn't listen, didn't work, but it got me sober for time being. But you know what I'm saying? Went to jail, everything, you know what I mean? And cold turkey, and I got sober, and I've been sober for 12 and a half years, and without going nowhere, except going to an AA meeting, and then just listening. and still even scared, dude, like I always did before Defiant, like you were talking about, and wouldn't pick up the fucking book because I was embarrassed and I didn't know I didn't know what to do, dude. But I stayed until I had courage because I had none, and I had low self-esteem, no confidence, nothing.
Right.
And I finally told the dude kind of because I was angry,
Yeah.
like, yo, you're going to sponsor me? He's like, don't work like that.
Yeah.
But I'll do it.
Right.
And he had a bachelor's in psychology, and I'm not the greatest reader, and he explained shit, and I
Yeah.
started to get it. But,
Well, bro, I've read the doctor's plan a million times in meetings and everything else. It wasn't until I went through it with the sponsor and actually went through the work and that took a lot of my guilt and shame, bro, in the doctor's opinion. I don't know, AA, NA, whatever. I love it all, bro. Like, God bless anyone who does all. I go to both meetings. But, like, the doctor's opinion took a lot of my guilt and shame away because it made me understand what the fuck I got. That's why I can go overseas and not use for a little bit of time, but when I come home or when I have the opportunity to, I'm right back to it. Because I have an obsession of the mind, bro. If I don't do anything with that in my spirituality, I'm fucked, right? I have a spiritual malady, and nothing is going to work. No human power is going to make me feel better. And that made sense to me because I always go to rehab and come out and do the same fucking thing.
Well, they say too, like, there's going to come a time, whatever you believe in, whatever that higher power is, but there's going to come a time when nobody's going to pick up or answer. And I'll be honest with you, dude, I didn't experience that until like a year and a half ago, dude, to where there was nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm like, whoa, okay. Now that's what they mean. Like, you're talking 11 years later, dude. That's
wild, bro.
You never know. But there was a situation arised, and dude, it was like the only person that was there is a higher power than me. What are you going to do? You're going to relapse and mess everything up again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that thing that don't work. It just don't work.
It don't work, bro.
You're going to do it, and it don't even do nothing.
I tell guys, man.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking work.
No, it don't work, bro. It's a shame. It's fucked up because they're dying too.
Yeah.
They're now. I mean, it's really crazy. I don't know about what's your thoughts on that, like fentanyl, all that shit.
What about it?
Did you do fentanyl?
So when I got sober in 2019, but really 18, I had like 10 months. So I stopped. My last overdose was in 2018, like January 4th or something like that. But like it was fentanyl was on the streets down in Overtown a little bit.
I was like when they were dishing it in.
Yeah, they were mixing it in, or then it was like, you want a $10 bag of fent or a $20 bag of dope? Give me 2 bags of fent, obviously. The fuck
so
I can add.
And it's stronger.
It has no legs, but it's stronger. Yeah. But and it's like that's why. My thoughts on it are that it's killing people, but the people that like a lot of people I'm sure around here, they know they're doing fentanyl.
Oh yeah, they're not. There's only fentanyl.
Yeah, like everyone comes in like, you're addicted to dope now, fentanyl. Like they know it's not like it was where now people sniff coke and die. It was cut. Like I get it.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. My thoughts on that are I don't know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that I have, because I got sober before. Like I did like 4 fentanyl and morphine patches.
Right. Yeah, the old fentanyl patches. Yeah. I used to put them under my tongue.
Yeah, but I never did, like I was, I did dope.
Right.
But I never did the fentanyl. So now from what I hear being so, I'm like, I have no desire to even do it.
Yeah.
Fuck that, I want to die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and now they're putting that shit in there where your arms, like I literally seen a dude walking and fucking pus was coming out of his
We were just talking about this, bro, because I hear about it, and I saw one kid down in Florida when he came into treatment like that. And I'm like, what? Like, I can't wrap my head around that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
Like knowing though that it's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying.
I get like what you were saying.
They slip it in there.
Even if you're like, all right, I give up, I'm doing it. I got a bad habit. But bro, to know that it's coming out of you somehow.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And having that, I seen people lose their arm, like bad shit.
Yeah, it's just wild, bro.
But so all right, so you were in Florida and all that. You go to Texas, you get sober.
Yeah. And
now, like right now, so when do you get the job in treatment?
Yeah, so my wife is from Albany, New York. I live in Albany, New York now.
Is that it ain't the same?
Yeah, same. So my wife,
because we went past it, I think.
Yeah, so my daughter and her mom take off from Florida. I sign over rights to my kid when I'm still in Florida. Like, go, because I know, like, I want them as far away from me as possible. Because again, I love these two more than anything in the world. I don't feel it, but I know I do, and I want them as far away from me as possible. Because again, I had no hope, and I knew what was going to happen. Along this trip in 2017, actually on my birthday, October 11th, my brother passes away. The one that I never wanted to be like. Mind you, we lived. I'm skipping over stuff because time. My brother and I lived in a homeless shelter together in Overtown, Miami in
Okay.
2017. So the brother I never wanted to be like, that I never wanted to be as bad as, I ended up living in a shelter with him to the point where I overdosed one day and I cracked my teeth, I'm blood all over me, and they got me tied down to the fucking gurney, and my brother comes walking up, and I come to, and he's looking at me. My older brother, that the one I never wanted to be like, is looking at me, dead on a fucking stretcher.
Yeah, whoa, shit, what the fuck?
And so not only was I him, but I was worse than him. Basically, is what my thought was
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
You know. So these are just some things that made me feel I'm never coming back. So I signed over rights to my kid. My wife, my ex-wife at the time, she divorced me. Thank God for her. My wife and my daughter move up to New York. I go to Texas, get sober. I start working at an adolescent place for like 6 months. I lied about my sobriety, and I would work overnights with these kids at a place called Phoenix House.
Okay.
Woman named Meredith. Hopefully she'll watch this because she's the salt of the earth, bro. She knew I had lied about it, but she still gave me a job because I was good with the kids.
Shout out to Meredith.
Yeah, Meredith is the shit, dude. And we're very good friends now.
Yeah.
I continued to work steps. I'm gonna talk about one more thing. I was on a bus with I had maybe 3 months of sobriety. And I was on this bus, and the bus, couldn't find a job, couldn't do anything. It was before I got the job. And I didn't know what to do. And I was like, those thoughts started coming in, like, maybe this isn't worth it. Maybe it's not worth it. And the bus stops, and, it talks in the 10th step about, the things that we need to do. We need to pause. We need to pray. We need to call somebody. We need to make amends. And all else fails, we need to help somebody else. Yeah. I did all those things, and nothing, no one answered, whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do, man? And so, I prayed. And the bus stops. I swear to God, the doors open. Another God moment for me, whatever you want to say. And this girl, this little, looked like a teenage mom, has 2 kids and all these groceries. And it's raining outside. I go up and I'm like, I grab her groceries so she can grab her kids and get them under the thing. And I get back on the bus. The doors close. I never see, who knows what happened, And I drive off, and I didn't think about it. And that thought that of using was gone.
Really?
That's the fucking 10th step. I was like, holy fuck, dude, this is what these people have been telling. Again, bro, it was another moment for me that this shit actually works. Yeah. But I just wanted to share that because that was another.
Helped you.
The pause.
It was the pause.
The pause got everything else the ball rolling.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't pause for shit, bro. I always said I don't say no. I don't stop. I just go.
The guy told me with the 10th step, he said that the pause part, he was like, if you don't know what to do and you're chaotic, go to fuck to sleep. I went, huh? Go to sleep. Get up, the problem will seem less, or it won't even be there. And dude, I swear to you not, it works. Flat out.
It does.
There's been times where I was chaotic, I went to sleep, and it works. I wake up and don't feel that bad anymore. Not as bad as it was when I was chaotically thinking about it.
Right, or you have another way to solve the problem, or there's a solution to it. But so that all these things start happening to me, bro. And the adolescent place was changed my life, watching these young kids and how they struggled. And about 10 months sober, my wife's my ex-wife, right? She's like, you need to come up and be a father to your daughter. You're doing the right thing now. I've been watching. You need to come up here and help me out. My daughter's a handful, bro. She's a wild chick. She's 9 now, but she's going into kindergarten. She's in kindergarten. So I took a leap of faith, bro. I talked to my sponsor. I have a therapist. I'm big on, outside help too as well, if you can, if you need it. And they're like, you need to go now. You may never go. This is what you've been waiting for. So I didn't have a lot of money. I rented a room up in Albany, New York, middle of winter. The only people I knew were when I went to a meeting. 5:30 home group, still my home group. Went to that meeting. They fucking gathered me up, and I had 3-4 friends. Started doing the next right thing, bro. That's what I'm big on too, bro. Just do the next right fucking thing. Continued on working where, working the principles, living the principles. And I worked at a treatment center up there. Got an opportunity to work for a treatment center in Florida as a vet liaison. I would have to travel every week down there. Yeah. Fuck, I don't know if I want to do that. I got my kid and everything, but I would do it Monday to Thursday. And I'd fly back every week to have my daughter for the weekends. Because she was giving me more custody of my kid to the point where we're 50-50 on my daughter. So I'd go there for a week. I'd come home. She's got a boyfriend at the time, my wife, ex-wife. Yeah. Usually I want to fight him, right? You know what I mean? You fucking, you know what I'm saying? I got to alpha this guy, show him, Sponsor says, was he good to your kid? It was during COVID at this time. I'm like, he's so good to my kid. Okay. Is he good to her mom? He's really good to her mom. Fucking dork, but you know what I'm saying? Which is probably good. Thank God he was. You know what I mean? Made it a little easier. But But I didn't do anything right. I was just good to the guy, bro. You know, I shook his hand. I was a man about this shit. A real man, not a fucking, like tough guy bullshit artist who really was just intimidated because he had the girl that I threw the fuck away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did the next right thing, and I knew that wouldn't last. They broke up. We start co-parenting my daughter more and more. And like after 6 years of divorce, bro, we end up getting back together.
Are you married again?
So we're engaged to be married.
Really? Cool shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say my wife now, because so she's been everything. My baby mama, my ex-wife, my fiance twice, going to be my wife for a second time.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
cool
bro.
Shit. Yeah, cool shit.
But it all starts with the fucking, those three things, really.
That's insane. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
So you're back. Yeah. And you're going to get married again.
I'm going to get married.
Did you have a wedding the first time?
I did, bro. We're not doing that shit. I was like, we're doing it on the beach. Yeah. No one's coming to my wedding.
That would be crazy, though, I'm saying.
No one's spending $1 to come watch me get married again, you know?
That would be crazy.
It would be. We'll do it in Florida. We're going to move back to Florida.
Oh.
And and the job thing, like I said, I started working with veterans because I know it, what better place? There's not a lot of us. We either die or don't get sober. So there's very few of us that really can look another vet, just like another addict and alcohol can look each other in the eye. And I've just ran with that, bro. And I just worked my fucking out. Like you said, like I take the blessings that I have and I put them to action. And that's how I came. That brings all full circle to the Haven. You know what I mean? Like they gave me the opportunity on a national level to basically help work with the other team and shit like that and be a part of something that's like growing. And positive and good, and it's like.
So what's your the top dude, and then you?
I mean, there's the owner, and I got there's the Ralph. I got Ralph. Who's like the VP of everybody, and then I guess you could say then me. Yeah.
Cool shit.
It's fucking dope, dude.
So you have a straight good ass career, and it's all surrounded by helping people.
That's it, bro.
I think it's cool. I think I do. Because there's a lot of things in life, bro, that I don't know what's going on sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know I'm here to help people. I don't know. And I really believe that, dude. And Sean's been on the counter. He was on here. John, they like people say it. Like, you could talk a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's what the fuck are you doing? And, obviously, I already knew that you were serious, too, bro, before you fucking landed up to this motherfucker. Because, Nick's like, and then he calls me. I'm like, something the fuck ain't right. Like, I'm like, how does these motherfuckers set me up? I don't know what the fuck.
Well, look, bro, a lot of dudes are out, and I love them. They're out gonna have dinner and shit like that. I'm in the basement, and then we're gonna go to a fucking meeting, bro. Not because I'm some fucking angel, bro. It's because like I love this shit, bro. I live this shit. Like I watched your guys' podcast, because he's like, I'm gonna be on the pod. He asked me to share it. I'm like, definitely. I started watching you, and I'm like, I love real, authentic people, bro. And the business is full of a bunch of bullshit artists too.
I agree.
And I don't play with those people. And so if you see me, like I'm only rocking with real people, dog.
What's the name of your? Because he has a podcast. Everybody, so he's also on YouTube. He had a woman on there talking about motherhood, right? If I'm not mistaken. And dude, it was very, very good. I even shared it. Sometimes people don't. There ain't a lot of people, and sometimes for me, like my subscribers, there's a lot of people that know me. They're like, "Here he goes again." Jesus,
right?
So hopefully you share some of my shit. So it's different kind of people. Like people that don't know me, so you know how people are. But anyway, but I love all my subscribers and fans, or whatever you would call it, or whatever.
I don't know.
It's for fucking people. But what's the name of your podcast?
Yeah, it's Picking Up the Pieces, but pieces spelled like peace on earth, so PEACES instead of like pieces of a puzzle. So it's Picking Up the Pieces. And that's named after one of my best Marines that took his life. His name was Zach Picking. So it's like picking up the pieces, and it's a way to honor him, bro. Because he didn't make it.
So it's another podcast, though, that has purpose behind it for other people.
Yeah, man. We interview like
it's cool,
my old therapist, and just some different people, bro. And get to be authentic like you and just kind of like,
I would love to get on there if I could.
Yeah, we will. We'll do it. No, 100%. 100%.
Maybe you could fly the lady in, though. You know what I mean? So we could do it in person.
Yeah,
I always want something extra. You know what I mean? That's what fucking problem with me.
Right.
I always want something extra and somebody to change something.
No, but that's good, bro.
I can't ever accept it for what it is.
Never take the dope fiend
out. I'm a dope fiend. I'm telling you, a dude told me, you want to manipulate people? Always go around new people, bro. Because if you stay around the same people, they're going to know your bullshit.
They know, you're up to something again, bro.
Yeah, so, 3 things you value in life.
Oh.
That you stand by.
Yeah, man. Well, my program, my family, and authenticity.
Damn, bro, you said that shit fast. You were the fastest one. Good shit. And yeah, I just want everybody, please don't forget to like, subscribe, please ring the bell notification. And you know, I couldn't say any more, dude. I thank you for your service. That's a guarantee.
I appreciate you, bro.
You know, if there's anything, you know, to deal
Yeah,
with
we'll
that.
stay.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, man, thank you everybody for watching this. Please watch the full video and any short share, you know, like Facebook, share, let people know to subscribe. It helps other people so they can relate to know that they could have a life. And I mean, this guy got married twice to the same girl. Phenomenal. So
Yeah.
thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful
Shout
day.
out to Paula.
Shout out to Paul.
Yeah.